Today is December 2nd, and I'd like to read Chapter 2 in my book, Journey into Light. Commit, relying on God's commitment to us. Give your life to God, trust in His faithfulness, and He will guide your path. Psalm 37, 5 and 6. Commit your way to the Lord. Trust in Him, and He will act, making your righteousness shine like the dawn, your justice like the noonday. We all have commitments, relationships, work, artistic pursuits, and more. My relationship with God is the foundation of how I live in every area of life, the basis for all my relationships and interests. My strength, freedom, and courage lie in Him. Before our marriage, my husband and I committed ourselves to God and to each other, vowing that nothing would break us up. God has been faithful through the years, enabling us to work through difficult times and times of disagreement. We may have doubted ourselves, but we have never doubted the love God has given us for Him and each other. Though we have our individual needs and interests, we still need community. Sometimes this community may be small or even online. Our churches also need people willing to share their lives. We need to do our part to help the community function well. We will not do all this perfectly, but even through our weaknesses, God is accomplishing His purposes. Sometimes the best way to serve is to pray, especially if you cannot physically get out in the community. Community service and commitments are beneficial, but ultimately we depend on God. Knowing He is committed to us, He will always be with us. John 14, 16 and 17 say, "And I will ask the Father, and He will give you another counselor to be with you forever. He is the Spirit of truth. The world is unable to receive Him because it doesn't see Him or know Him. But you do know Him because He remains with you and will be in you." Dear Father, may we commit our lives to You before considering other commitments. Please give us wisdom as we look for ways to serve, and may we give You glory in all we do. Amen. Time for reflection. Do you find yourself overcommitted? What is one step you could take to remedy the situation? In what ways does God strengthen you for your daily commitments? And finally, meditate on Psalm 37, verses 1 through 9. Ask God to help you follow His instructions in these verses and commit your ways to Him. I would like to read them for you before we close. And I'm reading from the CSB, the Christian Standard Bible. Do not be agitated by evildoers. Do not envy those who are wrong, for they wither quickly like grass and wilt like tender plants. Trust in the Lord and do what is good. Dwell in the land and live securely. Take delight in the Lord, and He will give you your heart's desires. Commit your way to the Lord. Trust in Him, and He will act, making your righteousness shine like the dawn, your justice like the noonday. Be silent before the Lord, and wait expectantly for Him. Do not be agitated by one who prospers in his way, by the person who carries out evil plans. Refrain from anger, and give up your rage. Do not be agitated, it can only bring harm. For evildoers will be destroyed, but those who put their hope in the Lord will inherit the land. Thank you for joining me today And I'd like to invite you back tomorrow as we read chapter 3.